come into the heliport and pre-flight the helicopter. Then we would settle in and try to gauge, listening to the police radio, of how the day was going. I was working with a new crew member, Kenny Downs. He did not have any flight experience, and my job was to kind of guide him and show him the ropes.
I'd only been in the unit a couple weeks, so it was like having a brand new job. We noticed very quickly it was a very quiet night. Around 10:30 or 11 o'clock that night, we decided that we should take the helicopter up and do our routine patrol, make our presence known.
Kenny and I were flying. Kenny was shining the light, checking for anything that may be unusual, checking rooftops of businesses, school grounds, and the expressways and roadways.
The radio was quiet. There wasn't a lot of activity on the streets.
There was virtually nothing in the sky. It was just a slow night all the way around.
So you wouldn't think that that night would be a night that you would remember for the rest of your life. We had been flying for about 45 minutes to an hour.
We have a burglary in progress on Bugle Road.
Copy that.
A call came out that there was a burglary in progress.
That's about 3 miles out. You want that, please?
Then as we got near, which was only about a couple minutes, 3 minutes away, I saw a light flicker. The officer was shining his flashlight, turning it off and on, and I could tell where we were going.
We were almost there.
Be advised all personnel, that is a false alarm. That is a false alarm.
And they told us that it was a false alarm.
Copy that. False alarm, Kenny. All right, we'll bring us around, then we'll head back to base if that's the case.
We decided that we would just head back to the heliport and take a break.
This is Air 1. We are 4 miles to southwest of your curve. Roger that, Air 1. You are clear on pad 3.
En route back to the heliport, we went over a group of trees. We cleared this clump of trees, and I saw something very unusual.
What's that? Go to your left.
I recall Kenny saying to me, Kenny, when did that tower get out there? And I said, tower? What tower? Yeah, the tower with the light on it.
There is no tower there.
He said, what are you talking about? I said, that right there. So I shined a light on it.
And I looked over and saw a glowing object. And I said, what is that?
That's definitely not a light on a tower.
I got lower and a little closer.
It was very bright. It had a pear shape. It just sat there. So we were kind of facing off with each other. It was looking at us and we were looking at it. I kept asking Kenny, what is this thing? We just couldn't believe what we were seeing. It started gaining altitude, coming up to about our altitude. It stopped for a second. It kind of looked at us, kind of faced off, and then it started going to the right and to the left. It kind of hovered like we were doing. So we were kind of faced off with each other. And then all of a sudden, it just takes off at warp speed. It just goes like a mile and a half in a second.
As it disappeared from my sight, it had to be going 600 miles an hour.
We just couldn't believe it. What is this thing? It would leave and it would be right back.
I saw a helicopter hovering over his GE property. I could tell that it was the police helicopter.
What do you got going on over at GE? I'm across the street in the park.
I said, guys, you all need to come over here. We've got something chasing us. We're in GE parking lot.
I moved onto the property to get a better look. And, I see the helicopter, and then off to one side, I see kind of a faint glowing light.
We're seeing this orange glow up in the sky here. Do you see what we're seeing, Joe?
I see it all around you.
I'm talking to Kenny on the radio, and, we're basically asking him, hey, what is it, guys? What are you seeing?
I hear, Kenny, it's chasing us, it's chasing us.
I have no idea what that is.
I'm thinking, this thing is going to hit our tail rotor. I turned into it.
We're chasing after it. I was looking out my windshield. I want to know what it is. The whole time, I'm chasing this object and everything, things are flashing through my mind. Is it a plane, a balloon, some kind of aircraft? I can't keep my eye on it because they're moving, and I'm having to move to try to keep up and get a closer look at it. I'm driving pretty fast as I'm zigzagging through the building. It started getting farther and farther away from me where I couldn't keep up with it.
The last moment, it was unbelievable.
Oh my God, all of a sudden, there come the fireballs. When they fired out, they stayed equal distance to each other.
When they shot these fireballs out, one never passed the other one. It was just right in line.
At that same time, I'm banking the helicopter hard to the left and turning because I didn't want these objects to hit us.
I see these faint fireballs just kind of spurt out.
By then, I'm coming back up and around to see where it went, and it was gone. And we were saying, where is it?
Kenny, you see anything? I don't see anything.
There was nothing. It just vanished. We circled the area and could not find any trace of anything. Just as it appeared in the beginning, it was gone in an instant.
Once the unidentified flying object disappeared, we decided to head in. There wasn't a lot of conversation.
At that point, I'm just kind of baffled, what was it? We're trying to say that this was not a UFO. And we couldn't do it.
Do I believe in UFOs? Absolutely.
I really don't know what it was, and I can't explain it. But I did see an unidentified flying object.